One of the biggest factors of any winning trade in options is going to be your strike selection. This is one thing that I've noticed with a lot of people. They end up selecting the wrong strike. Stock could be working out in their favor. Let's say they think the stock is going to go up. They buy calls, but they don't get the best return. This is because of selecting the wrong strike. So today I'm going to break down exactly what you need to focus on when you are selecting your strike. Let's get into it. One thing you want to focus on when you are opening up your options trade chart is every single day you have to be very careful with your strike selection. Now, if you're somebody who's always buying at the money contracts, you're not going to have a problem. But if you are somebody who has a small account or someone who is constantly buying very far out of the money contracts, you are not going to find consistency, because out of the money contracts typically lose value on every small pullback, especially if you have less days till expiration. So for example, Monday, you can get away with buying a very far out of the money contract. So let's say the stock is trading at $100 and you're trading $120 or $125 strike. You might get away with it. It might pay a little bit, but you're not going to lose a lot of premium value. Now, fast forward the same trade on a Friday, and if you're doing 0 DTs, guess what? That far out of the money contract is going to lose a lot of value. On a small pullback, you could be down 20, 30, sometimes even 40, 50%. So your strike selection is going to be very important in every single trade. Now, one thing I tell everyone is aim to go with at the money contracts, right? If your account can't afford it, go 2, 3, maybe 4 strikes out of the money and focus on trying to take your account so you can afford at the money contracts. Now, there's nothing wrong with out of the money contracts when you're taking lotto trades or you have a couple of months out or a couple of weeks out expirations. So let's say, going back to that same example, the stock price is at $100. I'm doing 120 or 125 strike. So rather than doing the weeklies, I have 3, 4, or 5 week out expiration. Now that trade, I'm going to see better results, right? I might have a plan to hold this for another day, 2 days, or it might be a very long day trade. On those small pullbacks that you see on the 5-minute time frame, they're not going to affect your premiums that much. When you translate that into a shorter expiration, those are going to react faster. So I'm going to show you guys a price chart, and in that chart, I'm going to break down exactly why that's important, right? So let's say this is SPY's chart, and we are looking for an entry in SPY for a pullback somewhere around the 691. By the way, I did a trade recap on a trade like this. I've taken this trade. If you guys go to my channel, you guys will see a video there that breaks this exact trade down. And I'm going to explain now why selecting your strike is very important. So let's say you're looking for an entry right around this break, right? So we get in right after we break 692, roughly right around here, and you use that 692 as your stop. And your strike selection, let's say, is $688, which is this, right? So our entry is right around these purple arrows right here, and the strike selection that we did was the 688. Now, let's say this is RDT, and that was the trade that I took, but this was not my strike selection. I'm just using that as this example. Now, what's going to happen is when the stock pushes down, those are obviously going to move based on the delta that strike has. But when you have these pullbacks consistently holding and pulling back, those premiums are going to take a very big hit. Now, as a new trader, what is the first thing that most traders look at? Your P&L, right? And I'm pretty sure you've heard it thousands of times. Don't look at your P&L. Don't you look at your P&L. But obviously, at the end of the day, you're still going to be looking at your P&L because you're still a new trader. You're getting the hang of trading, and it's very hard to not look at your P&L. So now when you add selecting the wrong strike into the factor, you're going to see 20 or 30% taking a hit. Guess what? You're going to panic and you're going to close the trade out. Even though at the end of the day, this worked out, but because of how the premiums are losing value, how quickly they're deteriorating, you're going to end up closing the trade. So if you translate that into, let's say, the 691s or even the 690s, now compared to 688s, let's say these are losing anywhere between 15 to 20%. Versus the 690s on the same pullback are going to be losing 5 to 10%, right? Now you're not going to panic as much. When you compare the two, you'll see that, if the premiums are going from $1 down to 90 cents, like, oh, you know what, it's fine, not that bad, versus going from $1 to like 75, 80 cents, you're gonna be worried because that's a huge loss. If a green candle comes here, that 80 cents is gonna go down to 60 cents, 50 cents very fast. So in order to avoid that, your strike selection is going to be the most important factor. Now, when you have the 690 as your strike, right? Let's say the price struggles a little bit. When it finally breaches that price level and breaks and closes under that, guess what? This 690 is now going to be in something called the comfortable zone, right? Or it's going to be in the money. You're going to start collecting intrinsic value. So the deeper it goes in the money, which means if it goes from 690 to 689, that's $1 in the money. You're going to collect that $1 added on into your premiums. Right now, you're sitting in a winning trade simply because of a good strike selection versus someone who's at 688, price going from 691 to 690, they're going to be very, very worried. So as we break down, the person who is in 690s, they can comfortably now scale out once or twice and then just increase their stop from wherever their stop was to their new set stop, which is going to be their strike, which is 690. And as the stock continues to pull away from your entry point, you just sit back, watch the premiums increase in value, and just follow through with, all right, I'll increase my stop to 689. As it pushes under 688, I get comfortable and I increase the stop to 688. So now you're locking in a bigger chunk of your profits. And this is one of the most important factors of strike selection. If you go with 685s, this is even worse in terms of selecting your strike because this is where those premiums are going to lose value the fastest. Now, why do most people get pulled toward these far out of the money contracts? And I want to mention this here before all of you guys start commenting in the comment section. It's because when a move like this does happen, right? When you have an aggressive move like this towards the direction of that strike, right? Remember, time, the quicker the price gets to a certain strike or a price level, the quicker the premiums are going to react. Those far out of the money contracts definitely react very, very aggressively, right? So somebody who had 690s, let's say at this point they're up 100%, the 685s are actually going to be up way more, maybe 200 to 250%. Now that's a whole different strategy, and there's a way to go about taking that strategy for 0DTE. If you guys want me to explain how to trade that strategy, comment 0DTE strategy in the comment section below, and in the next video, that will be our focus. See you guys soon.